second half. That's what happens sometimes. And so you're out in the house, Chief. How long did it take you to get out there?
Oh, there's not a lot of traffic, actually. It's mostly an illusion. It was like an hour and 20 minutes, something like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Not bad.
Much longer, yeah. Yeah, so about the slate, I mean, it's changed, and we've still got weather. We've got a lot of things to deal with. It's kind of a little bit hard to know what to do in some spots, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and play the Roth yellow orange games is where I'm at right now, unless I hear something different in the next hour.
Say that one more time.
I said I think I'll play the games that are yellow orange. I won't.
I mean, I'll play all the. Well, listen, Kansas City is out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's even an issue?
The Dodgers, the Mets game, Dodgers Mets, but that's not something I have anything in anyway. Okay. Boston, Chicago, Washington, St. Louis, and Miami, Baltimore seem to be the biggest other ones.
Yeah, I'm currently have the most. So as far as pitching goes, I have 5 pitchers. I actually have a total of 7 pitchers, and 5 of them compromise like a good amount of the ownership. My highest own right now is Kenta Maeda, and then I'm playing. It looks like I'm playing like 20-25 lineups. I have 45% Maeda, and then 35% Castillo, Morton, and Ohtani. And then 30% Burns, and then sprinkles of nothingness. Like I got like one lineup with Verlander maybe, and one lineup with Barrios just because. But it's those guys: Maeda, then Castillo, Morton, Ohtani, and Burns.
Yeah, so I get it. I'm a little bit different in that I am much higher on Alcantara. Like he's going to be.
Let's go.
Probably. I just think these spots in the long run are going to work out more in your favor than not. I don't really care what happens tonight, other than the weather. If the weather is no good, that's the only reason I would get off of it. But I really do like Alcantara in that price. And I just can't get. I don't think it's right to forgive. I wouldn't forgive myself if I didn't play him the most, along with Castillo, because you're going to get low ownership on him. Like these guys were going to be. Alcantara was going to be much lower owned even than he is, but even his ownership, like even nobody, I still can't believe like they're not playing anymore. Like I just don't buy it if the weather's okay. So I'm just that's how I'm differentiating. And then what are you doing with as far as stacks go?
Yeah, I need you to talk me into something like a little more off the board. I have I did end up playing more Yankees than I thought, but and there's Milwaukee. And then I got onto your St. Louis, and but I am playing 30% Seattle. That's going to be my.
Wow, that's pretty big.
That'll be my thing. That'll be my thing.
I love it. So I am the highest on Atlanta. Unfortunately, because of the loss of that other game, now Atlanta is going to have some ownership. Because you take away the high price pitcher, and then all of a sudden people are going to have it. It's still not going to have a ton outside of maybe Acuna. Like it's still hard to get a whole stack in, but Atlanta is my favorite. The Blue Jays are my number 2. The Milwaukee is number 3, and St. Louis is number 4, but they're very close. And I like St. Louis better as a full stack than I do as Milwaukee as a full stack. I'd rather play like a 3-man from Milwaukee, a 2-man, a 4-man. Again, just a team that doesn't have a huge walk rate, and there's really 3 bats that I love. Everybody else is sort of passable for me. And then as I mentioned earlier, I will have pieces of the Pirates, Giants, Yankees. And now I've come on to Minnesota as being, look, the lineup sucks, but this spot just got a lot better for them. I don't think Waldichuk is good, and this is a team that can hit lefties. And then you have the worst bullpen in baseball behind them. All of a sudden, Minnesota quietly is jumping up the list for me. So they're the one I'm sort of trying to get a little bit more of. I've got them about 15% of my stacks now, but I want to get more like 25. At least it's 3-mans, that kind of thing.
Let me just see something. Game stacks: Milwaukee, New York, Seattle. Just want to make sure I didn't do anything stupid here. No, still Ohtani, Castillo. And what are you doing pitching wise?
So it's mostly Castillo, Alcantara as my two favorites.
Well, that's right. You told me Alcantara. Sorry about that. Yeah.
But I have 25% mine. I'm just gonna be like fieldish. I am playing some Dean Kremer too, by the way.
Okay.
I don't see why people aren't. Like, there's really no logic to why the pitching ownership should be as high as it is for some of the people. So I'll take the one I like. I feel the most comfortable as a safe play, and I'm playing him with a slew of these other guys. I'm going to be under on Morton. I'm going to be under on Ohtani. I'm going to be under on. I guess I'll be a little ahead of the field in Maeda. Well, no, I'll be like with the field with Maeda. Blackburn is not pitching, so I need to update that thing. No, obviously I'm not playing any Verlander. I'm not playing any Erod. I'm going to be over the field on Burns. I'm going to be over the field on Alcantara. I'm going to be over the field on Kremer. These other weird plays. I might even throw like a John Gray lineup in there. I just don't think the ownership. I think it's a good way to take advantage of things. And I think also like it actually opened me up to playing a Yankee stack more than I was thinking before. I have one full 4-man like this, but it's a 4-4 with Toronto on FanDuel. But other than that, I'm not playing them as stacks. But I think that they make a lot more sense. I mean, I have an Alcantara Burns lineup, for example. Like, you can get away with it. Those guys have the chance to be the highest scoring pitchers on the night. You can play a chalky stack, which is you don't have to, but you can play that chalky stack if you're going to be playing those guys. But if you're playing those guys, you can also afford Atlanta, and I'd rather do that. So,
yeah, I'm getting to Atlanta on FanDuel.
Yeah, I actually decided not to play them on FanDuel because I have so much exposure on DraftKings, and I just sort of decided FanDuel, my team was going to be Toronto. I'm just going to play all Toronto stacks mixed with other things.
And you're able to get in the Atlanta on DraftKings with what? With my 8 Alcantara pairings and stuff?
With Alcantara, with other like there's weird cheapos that I've got in my lineup, like this Geloff, where you're not playing Maeda, like he's 2K, he's batting 6th. He's a high level prospect. He's going to be the second baseman for a long time for Oakland, and they brought him up, and he's playing his first game. He's 2K, second base. Caratini's 2,600 for Milwaukee. So and if you play Alcantara and Castillo, it's still a pretty cheap combo salary. So you don't need to go dumpster diving if you want to play a full 5-man Atlanta stack if you play all 3 of the outfielders.
Yeah, it is interesting that you got the 2 Cy Young Award winners going, and they're both like 8K.
I know, it's kind of crazy, and that's my reason for just like look. It doesn't matter. I like, this is the great thing about baseball is like I'm not going to question myself afterwards because I think the strategy is completely accurate. Like, I'm not going to change my mind on that, and that's how you win tournaments a lot of the time. It's just finding these weird ownership discrepancies, especially in baseball. Like, there's perception drives so much of what we do. It's ridiculous not to consider these guys, like, just because I mean, honestly, I don't even know what the real reason is entirely. I understand that Alcantara has not been the same this year. The fact that he looked even a little bit better his last few starts in tough matchups, I'm completely willing to gamble on this all day, every day. He has the longest leash on the slate. He has the highest upside on the slate.
Yeah,
68. And he's going to be unowned. Or I think that what I think is going to happen, I bet you he ends up double-digit owned pretty reasonably on DraftKings. And I bet you, but like 15% or something in the high buy-ins, only in the very highest buy-ins. But I'll bet you he is like 10 to 15% at least. Don't you think, Sheets? No.
Yeah, I think that people are gonna. I think that Castillo is going to be through the roof.
Yeah.
And then I think that people will play Morton and Ohtani. I doubt Alcantara gets much more than 10%.
So that's what I'm saying. 10, yeah, and still that's too low. That's my point. So that's why but in case it does spike anywhere, because I really think it could. Like, I'm sort of shocked that the projections didn't.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just can't understand it. I really think it's just a misprojection. And look, he might get rocked tonight. So what? I don't care. If a guy's if you have to, and he has every good thing going for him too, right? Like, the way he's been got hit this year is because they're literally just getting hits. His BABIP is like one of the worst, most fluky percentages in all of any pitcher in baseball. And it's just, okay. So he doesn't get BABIP to death, and all of a sudden you're looking at a guy who's probably he might be the best pitcher on the slate. Isn't that weird? Like to have a guy at 68? I don't know. I can't get over. This is what happens to me. So that's why I get very dialed into just, okay, I'm just going to play the guy who's, and the matchup isn't even bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, aside from Austin Gomber.
Yeah, I can't quite get there to play him.
No, I mean, as far as the best pitcher on the slate.
Yeah, other than Gomber, of course.
Other than Gomber.
Okay, why are they still giving projections here? There still isn't an official Yankee lineup. DraftKings has acted like there is, so just keep an eye on that because we don't have an actual Yankee lineup. I would just recommend and honestly, they're not going to have many in there, but I wouldn't play the lefties.
Well, I have the FanDuel showing a Yankee lineup as well.
I'm looking at okay, maybe it did get updated then. Let's just see. Yeah,
I have Stanton hitting second.
MLB doesn't have that released, at least as of my recent thing.
Bader hitting fourth, Torres leading off, Volpe hitting at the bottom, like 8, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's right.
Well, I'm getting it both on FanDuel and right?
No, it was on there earlier, but I heard a report that it wasn't accurate.
Oh, it could be.
No, it's out. It looks like it's right.
Okay.
It looks LeMahieu. Yeah, that's right.
So wait, so Blackburn you're saying is not pitching?
Blackburn is not pitching. Waldachuk is. And I think Waldachuk is the worst. And you have a team that can do very few things. They're not a great offense, especially as constructed, but they hit lefties well. Plus, you get to play your guy, Michael Taylor.
That is true.
I don't. It's almost worth it doing it just for that.
I think you might be right. I don't know.
What's weird is Blackburn was going to be popular too, like way more than people think, and that's just so weird to me. Like I know there's a 50 step, but like Blackburn as a cheapo over Alcantara, okay. What is the 1,500 really worth that much when you're paying that low? Like where you're going to say, okay, if Alcantara was 5,300, he would be like what 50% on sheets on this slate?
Yeah.
Just so it doesn't matter. The A's, by the way, are like, they're so cheap. I wouldn't stack against Maeda, but literally like everybody on the A's, because they brought up that other Soderstrom guy too. So they've got like, they're just playing all the young guys, basically. The lefties. The problem is there's probably a huge pinch hit risk if they do get to them. Yeah, there definitely is. I like this Seattle thing, Sheets. That thing is.
Yeah, why not?
Nobody's doing it. You know what's crazy is that might have been like one of the, not chalky, but like one of the popular plays if this was like the first day of the season or something. Or you know what I mean? Because everybody was so down on Rodriguez.
I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
Who is he? He's pitching, right?
Who?
Rodriguez?
Which Rodriguez? Oh, Eduardo. Yeah. I mean, I have him as pitching. They haven't released the lineup yet.
It's not. I'm like really, really stupid, right? It's not Scooble somehow, right?
I mean, unless they change the pitcher. They haven't officially released their lineup, but the game doesn't start till 7. But
okay.
Unless they announce. I wonder if they announced it. Where do you have Scooble?
No. Hold on. I just wanted because. When I was looking at like a DraftKings thing, it gave me a choice of picking Scooble for some reason. I don't know why that is. Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm not hallucinating here. I'm sure it's not. But no, it's not. Yeah, Rodriguez is pitching. Sorry about that. Scooble, by the way, Scooble's good. I like Scooble.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, just so everybody knows, again, even though I'm out, I'm out east. I'll be able to put up most of everything for this weekend, including everything like MMA, NASCAR, everything. So
I have
guys.
That's all right. Go ahead, Chiefs. Keep going.
No, that's all right.
No, I appreciate it because I'm not going to be able to be available this weekend at all. And I wanted to be, but I've got I've got John Venturini and his wife are coming out to visit.
Oh my God, I can't believe they're still married. That's amazing.
That's it. No, it's great, man. They're great. They have a little twin. Awesome. They have a little twin named Bobby. So,
excellent.
Yeah. people mellow out as they get older too. And John was actually well anyway, but like I think little Anthony Anthrodov. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, the baby grand.
I love him. He's one of my best.
You know
friends.
anybody that's still in the main event or no?
No, do you?
No.
I mean, I know who they are. I don't know them personally.
Oh, I don't even know who they are. I don't think.
Yeah, it's a really strange thing. Oh, Alec Torelli. I mean, I've met before.
He's still in? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. You know him, I'm sure, a lot better than I do. But I never liked him when I played with him. I thought he was actually like. There's very few people I really dislike. I know your other guys. Like he and Sean D were two guys I just really didn't like as people when I played with them. Right. They were so condescending and smug, and I was just like, it was ridiculous. So, not exactly.
One thing about Sean, though, I still don't know how he did it, man. He was able to play like 20 MTTs, like sitting in like a chair with his laptop, like on his lap.
He got really sick for COVID, and he was playing like 20 tables while he was in the hospital. He took a picture.
Dude, but I saw it like without a mouse, like with his freaking hands. I've just never seen anything like it in my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sheetbot said true DFS MLB projections have updated. They should be available on SaberSim in a few minutes.
Again, so.
Yes, they should. Yes, they should.
There it is. Okay.
They should be available in 5 minutes.
Did you play any golf this week? How's the golf looking?
I did. You know what? I could have been a hero, but I still could. I do have one lineup in the lottery that's in 24th place.
Oh my God.
Yeah. With 6 for 6 going to the weekend. So it's a sweat. McElroy's in first place. I have him. Benny Ann is tied for second. I have him at like no ownership, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Nice. It's freezing up a little bit. Guys, if you have any questions or thoughts or anything, drop them on in the chat. I know Sheets is back east, and he's still kind enough to jump on with us. So we appreciate it, but it is freezing a little bit. It's coming back.
In the Discord saying they're going to, and I fired up some lineups, and I thought I had like more time. So I entered like 25 like dummy lineups or something like that. And just to hold my spot, but I had time. So I went and I changed my lineups and I hit enter, and it turns out I was like 3 minutes late. So I had 25 like basically dead lineups, all dupes with 3 minutes. And so I emailed them. Just want to let you know. I mean, I just asked. I didn't get to change my lineups in time. I have 25 dummy lineups. There hasn't been a single hole play. I know it's probably not the rules.
Unfortunately, it's cutting out, man. Can you hear me?
We cannot. Hear me?
Yeah, it's been cutting out. I think that I don't think people can hear you.
I don't know how much you heard then. Anyway, DraftKings was able to do me a solid and help me out when they didn't really have to.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I told my host, well, you have any issues? Did DraftKings provide any problems with you being able to change anything? I'm like, no, not really. I just had a little more time, and I just kind of stopped. That's really what I said. I just figured that maybe I play a lot, and I was honest with you about it, and no action on the course. Maybe you'd help me out. And he says, I really appreciate your honesty. You have so many people lie to us about this kind of stuff. I'm actually going to credit your account. I'm like, let's go.
Oh, that's cool. That's right. I like that. Sheets, I think we're going to probably go because I think it's freezing a lot for everybody. So I think that we're probably going to have to cut. All right. Good luck tonight.
Sounds good. Good luck, everybody. I will see you guys in and out over the weekend.
All right.